What up, what up? We live. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? This is DVNB once again. Today we got the Artist IZM show happening. This is episode 7. We got ourselves a brand new guest. His name's Ethanrayes. And I'm gonna flip the camera over. We go get this started. How you doing, brother?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
All right, man. So when did you start making music?
I started like recording music. Started like high school, like freshman, sophomore year. But I've been into music like ever since I was like little. I started playing guitar when I was like 8 years old. But my dad put me on a rock and roll like Led Zeppelin when I was like 5.
Okay. When was the first time you decided that you want to make music yourself? What triggered you to want to make music?
There's a couple things. So, I was like, there were a couple moments in my life in my early childhood that like let me know I wanted to make music, and then there was this one moment, you know.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I was listening to a lot of Led Zeppelin, but then my dad showed me Late Registration by Kanye West, and that just the sounds that I heard, with jazz influence and the bright sounds showed me a whole new world in music, and I knew that I had a connection to it somehow. Then I listened to Dazed and Confused one day in my dad's car, and I had to play guitar ever since then. I listened to Jimmy Page, the way he starts on guitar, or it might be John Paul Jones actually in the bass, but Jimmy Page can do it as well. I learned that part in guitar the next day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, on my dad's guitar. That was the first song I learned. Dazed and Confused for sure.
Oh, that's what's up, man. So you're very into music at a young age, huh?
Yeah. I've always been connected to it throughout my life, and then in high school, middle school, I started getting into rap and stuff, and we were doing rap battles, in 8th grade, and I get clowned on.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really come back. They would clown me. I used to be chubby and stuff, so they would really get me good. But once I learned how to come back, you know what I'm saying, it sparked a whole new little world for me, and I started recording from there.
Okay. So when you first started freestyling at school,
yeah,
and you said you used to get clowned on.
Yeah.
How did you come back? As in, what was your plan on being better and not getting dissed or clowned on when you tried to perform at school?
So I had a greater knowledge on hip hop than these other kids. So what they were listening to inspired their freestyles, you know. So I was listening to at that point old school hip hop, 90s stuff, Far Side. So the first thing I did was there's this Far Side song, Passing Me By, and I basically bit their whole shit and replaced a couple words and spit that. And they didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? But they still thought it was trash, because they weren't into that type of music. So, music's music if you're not gonna like it, and if you're another person, it'd be the same shit. But point is, I thought that I was cultivating myself, through not better, but more more intellectual rap or hip hop, And then from there, I built it was really getting clowned on that those two, getting clowned on and that just merged together to come back hard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It inspired me, so yeah.
Okay. And what were some of your other influences after, the Kanye West album triggered you to create your own music? What were some of your other influences after that?
So, after that, okay, so Young Thug, shout out Young Thug. Young Thug's I have a list of goats, in my head. Everybody has.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. He's inspired me to really if anything is to be yourself, sometimes I'll be, writing or just recording, and in my head I'll be I'll have a little conflict about if I should say something or how I should say it, but then I'll just think, I'll think about Young Thug and how there's no filter. He just expresses himself and is completely transparent with the mic, with his audience and through the microphone. And I aim to be exactly like that. Not like Young Thug in the way he expresses himself, like that. But he's an inspiration that way. Another person is Mike Dean. He's not,
the producer from Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's an amazing producer, renowned producer, engineer, and he's like everything he's done. He's really inspired me. He inspired me to start like engineering and like stylistically, like the way he mixes, really like pushed my train of thought in that area. Yeah. So shout out Mike Dean. You know, Kendrick.
Yeah, both of those guys you just said are very unique,
For
you know,
sure,
in
for sure.
their own positions. As in Mike Dean has his own unique sound as a producer. Young Thug has his own unique sound as an artist.
For sure, yeah.
So
Well, I want to get two more people up.
oh, go ahead,
because,
my bad.
it's
Go ahead, do your thing.
Kendrick, you know, because like I grew up in LA. Oh yeah, I grew up in LA, and like that was like Kendrick and Odd Future were like my like complete like middle school period, you know,
Yeah.
and high school as well. So like both of them, like Odd Future, everybody in there. I'm not leaving. Like nobody is left out. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody contributed in one way or another to make that shit beautiful. Yeah, and Kendrick, because Kendrick's I don't have to speak for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man.
It's automatic.
So you as an artist, why do you think it's important to be yourself as an artist in the
Like-
entertainment music world?
So I mean, I see making music as artistry, rather than like just for pure entertainment. And I feel like there's no rules to art and creation, but I feel that it's better to you should be yourself. Like you have to be completely transparent to express yourself fully.
Yes.
And that if you're trying to cater to a specific audience and lying to yourself through that, you're lying to your audience as well. And the art isn't as pure, the intent isn't as, you know, like it's just not as powerful. And yeah, I mean, that's like, I said there were no rules, but that's like the first realization I feel like I had when making music. I was like making music and getting frustrated, but I was, you know, being myself. I wasn't really trying to cater to an audience or thinking of it like anything, but I just dug deep into myself and realized that, you know, everybody's unique in their own way and want to express their own message. So you really have to be transparent and be yourself to achieve that goal.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, I feel like there's two faces of the industry that we're in. You know, let's just call it entertainment to put the film and music together, okay? So I feel like there's two faces to it. One is they create content to entertain the public, which is usually not that deep in the content. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as we all know, you know, that type of content is the most popular mainstream wise, right? But then the other side of it is the artful side, as in really expressing yourself as an artist and having creative control over your art that you're creating.
Seriously.
And you know, I really feel like that needs to be pushed back to the forefront, as in making artsy music and more deep intellectual content, make that more mainstream, because I think that will actually help the public that listens to that type of music to get through their day and maybe, you know, have a more positive attitude towards life, because
They grow.
yeah, I think the mainstream music right now, it just promotes products and other people's
ego.
ideas, you know what I'm saying, to where people that listen to that music, they get programmed to follow something else, right?
Yeah.
But I believe when it's like artful music or more deep content lyrically, the person that's listening to it doesn't get programmed to anything, but they get opened up to a brand new way of thinking or a brand new type of feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I think that, I mean, I have a theory that, you know, that like the world and energies work like on balance. So I feel like that market that you're talking about, it's a very saturated market right now, the entertainment market, you know?
Yeah.
And as everything with saturation, everything loses value at a certain point, you know? And I feel that it's natural that the artistry will, it's not a comeback, but that it will get definitely more exposure, more recognition in the years to come, because of what point the other side of things are, you know, that once it's at the top, it has to come down, you know, it's everything has to balance out for it to work, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about it necessarily, because like I understand that it's a whole thing, you know. I'm really just focused on creating, or like, to create me and my own, like Prime Century is not my collective, it's a collective I'm part of. It's a group of people, and it's really the entire world, everybody that we're based off of. It's all human attributes. It can't not be part of us, because it's in the principles of human nature.
It's an open collective.
Seriously, it's an open collective.
Yeah.
But I believe that, you know, we're focused on creating what we know what to do, and like try to grow in our own way. And it's all timing. Things are gonna work out and pan out the way they should be. Because it's all balance, you know. Just got to keep moving positively.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like, you know, there's always gonna be both sides of everything. I just feel like one side is getting too much exposure while the other side
for sure
doesn't get enough exposure.
I agree with that.
To the people, because the people deserve to be exposed to all sides of things instead of just one side of it. You know.
For sure.
And I just feel like the money they put behind the mainstream material, they should be putting the same money behind the more deep lyrical content.
I agree. I agree. I'm on the same page as you with that. I think that, I think that, as you were saying, it's all built, like, we're in a capitalist society, right? You know, that's what we're built off of and living in. I think that that's the way things are going to work, because of like the way our society works, you know, naturally. So it's a bigger issue than changing that. That could probably make a change in people's lives to spark a larger, you know, social like revolution in a way. But I think that they're making their money the way they are, and it's cool. Like, they're putting in the work. I think that music has lost a certain rawness and truth to it, but no, I'm not trying to discredit any of the artists who are like I fuck with Cardi B, you know what I'm saying, and even all the super commercial artists like Bruno Mars, and you know, like, they're very talented and unique in their own way, but they are definitely taken advantage of. I mean, they're not taking advantage of because they get paid, but money is such an object, you know, and I don't know where their morals are and intent are when they're trying to make music. I know they're trying to make money, but that's just not what I'm in line for. I'm not trying to make money with this. I'm just trying to express and change the world. You know.
I feel you.
So yeah, probably won't catch me for Under Armour, like sponsoring Under Armour or anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't want it. They don't want the message, but it's all good.
Word. That's what's up, man. All right, so I'm gonna give you a chance to ask me a question.
For sure.
So go ahead and shoot, bro.
What's your man, I don't even know if you're gonna want to answer this question, man.
Let's see.
Because this might be a little revealing. You know what I'm saying?
Let's
of your little sauce. You keep saying you have. What are your vocal chain for your lead vocals? What are your favorite compressors to use? Just like on a male rap vocal.
A male rap vocal?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that sauce. Don't worry about
it.
All right, so